Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Kodak. Today, we're going to talk about the injury report for the upcoming game between the Lions and Buccaneers here in week 2. If you enjoy the content, feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get straight into it here on Chain Gang Chats. The Lions are set to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here at 1 p.m. at Ford Field on Sunday. And the final injury reports for the game came out today, and we're looking into that a little bit here. So let's take a look. So for Tampa Bay, this is a post by one of the ESPN staff writers here. She stated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be without at least 3 starters Sunday at the Detroit Lions. Coach Todd Bowles on Friday ruled out defensive tackle and 2023 first-round draft pick Elijah Cansey. That's rough for him. I don't even think he played last week. And then also All-Pro safety Antoine Winfield. He got injured last game and was seen walking off the field in a foot boot. Right tackle Luke, he is going to be out. And then in addition, the reserve backup Josh Hayes at corner. He left the game, I believe, late in the second half. Starting cornerback Zion McCollum, who left last week's season opener with a concussion, still has to clear the concussion protocol, but has practiced all week, so good signs for him to play. He, along with starting defensive end Logan Hall, who missed last week's game with a foot injury, are questionable. Now, by questionable, if we look down here, Zion has some tests to pass, and we'll see how Logan feels tomorrow. I feel good about Zion. He's working hard. You got to pass the tests, which I'm not part of, so we'll see. The latest McCollum could clear the protocol and still be eligible to play would be this Saturday, so tomorrow. So we'll have to check back in on that just to see where they're at. But once again, their secondary is a little banged up. But for the Lions, on the Lions side of things, it looks like Melifonwu still has not practiced all week long. He will definitely be out. Isaiah Williams, not sure what's going on there. I don't really know if he was even out there playing receiver. Maybe he was on special teams, but he had limited practice on Thursday and no participation on Friday, and he'll be out for the game. So expect one of our guys that we acquired in free agency, Allen Robinson or Tim, to come out and play as the 4th wideout, or maybe they'll bring Tom Kennedy in. Marcus Davenport is doubtful. He was no participation all week. Still having this groin issue, which is unfortunate. I feel like he had a lot of momentum last week to help Hutch out. Kirby Joseph is questionable, along with Penei Sewell, which is kind of news, big headline news for everybody. Nobody wants to see him out of the game as he's kind of the offensive line leader. And then J-Mo is questionable. I did see Sewell say to the media that he's good. It's just precautionary things. And I would assume the same for J-Mo and Kirby Joseph. Other than that, Carlton Davis was full. DJ Reader back in the game, full participation all week long. And then we got Lauren Strickland, backup safety, just in case, was dealing with some injury as well, and he's been full participation as well. So we're looking pretty strong here. There's some things to look for going into the game. I think there's 4 big key things we need to accomplish to be able to secure this game. I think the first thing is we need to attack an injured Bucs secondary. So just looking at the Bucs defense, they're working through a lot of injuries right now. Like I said, Elijah Cansey was injured last week. He missed last week's game. He did not practice all week and could miss this game altogether. All-Pro Antoine Winfield was injured last week and is expected to miss multiple weeks. Starting corner Zion McCollum is working his way through concussion protocol. We won't even know till tomorrow if he's even going to be in the game. And then also their reserve cornerbacks, Bryce Hall and Josh Hayes, both had ankle injuries. Bryce Hall is expected to miss the rest of the season, and Josh Hayes had his foot in a boot. So we'll see how that one goes. And for key number 2, we need to stay balanced to slow down the pass rush. Jared Goff says he's got me too, which he said of Todd Bowles' Bucks blitzing package. He states, we were able to play pretty well the last 2 times we played against them, but I've played him a handful of times in my career. He's got me too. He's a great coach. He'll have some good blitzes dialed up. I'm sure they will. They're a pressured team and we'll be ready to handle them. And that's just another big thing. We really need Penei Sewell out there to help with some of this stuff. But as we know, dude, Jared Goff, he thrives in the play action. So once again, why wouldn't we have a balanced offense where we're running the ball, especially after the overtime win last week where we pretty much ran the entire time to punch it in on that last drive. So definitely agree here. Huge key to the game is opening up that play action pass for Jared Goff. Then also watching the blitz and making sure our line's healthy with Penei Sewell coming into the game. And for key number 3, we got to take advantage of Carlton Davis's knowledge of Bucs wide receivers. Probably forgot he actually came for the Buccaneers in a trade this offseason. So the writer writes here, the first time the Lions faced off against the Bucs last year, Mayfield had his worst statistical performance of the season. Evans and Godwin were held in check, only producing 126 yards combined, but in the playoffs, Evans broke out for 147 yards and 8 receptions, while Godwin secured another 40. But the Lions have invested massive amounts of capital in their secondary this offseason, including acquiring Carlton Davis from the Bucs in an offseason trade. His familiarity with the Bucs duo should give him an advantage when covering his man. Definitely, and I'm sure Dan Campbell's eating that up too. Just having that knowledge of the ins and outs. When you play with somebody on a team for years on end, you just kind of know their little tips and tricks. So I'm sure they're getting some pointers from him just to be able to mess with those wide receivers a little bit. And then that's a very, very good thing to have on the team right now for this game, especially going into the season. Our first 2 games are playoff games from last year to start the year off. Definitely a tough first 2 games. And lastly, key number 4, we need to keep up the pressure against the pass and the run. Last week against the Rams reserve offensive tackles, the Lions defensive front recorded 27 pressures, and Aiden Hutchinson accounted for 11 of those on his own. Hutchinson's pass rush win rate was an astounding 47.7% of pass rush plays. And quite frankly, you're going to expect that out of him. I mean, he's going to play that way next week as he is every single game. He's going to have a high motor like he always does. And remember, we got DJ Reader coming back. He's going to be on that defensive line. He's going to generate pressure. He's going to stuff the run. The only big downside here is it's doubtful for Marcus Davenport to actually play. So where the heck is James Houston at? Not sure. Hopefully these backups can get some pressure like Marcus did in week 1, and then we'll be just fine. But other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys have any other big things that you think would be key components to the Lions winning this game for week 2, feel free to drop them down in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one. And this is Chain Gang Chats.